well, this was going to be my location to stay, and I got to work on this lawsuit, and I am literally, all I'm thinking about is freezing my nuts off, which is rare in California. And last night I tried focusing, but I could not fucking think. I could not do anything because I was so fucking cold. Even being cozy and being in my PJs and a hoodie. And so I splurged. And got myself a hotel room for like 4 nights. So I'm gonna have a bed to sleep in for a couple nights, and hopefully that will allow me to get this lawsuit together. If not, then fuck it, whatever. So I have to try. I gotta cut the distance in half. I gotta file everything on the 17th here. 16th is a holiday, so I needed a desk. And somewhere where it's warm. So I got myself a little drive ahead of me. I could have stayed here for free and I would have been fine, but I've been talking about this lawsuit. If I don't get this lawsuit done, I'm the biggest fucking idiot. I've had so much time to do it, and so now I gotta force myself to do it the last 4 days here. I got plenty of time. I've done all the legwork. I got most of it written up already. I just gotta tweak. I just need to be away from everybody. I can't have anyone to distract me. I gotta just be by myself without any extra shit. There's too many distractions at everybody's house. I get distracted way too easily. I even get a little too distracted in my RV. It's gotta be by nobody, no children, no pets, no distractions. This lawsuit is super important. Like, it's probably one of the more important things I've ever done. And this is not the big one, but this is, if I can't get this one done, then I should just give up. So that's why it's so important to me. And I'm under no if I win or if I don't win, doesn't matter. It just matters that I get it done and get it filed, and that's what's important to me. Done all the work. I know exactly what I need to do and how I need to do it. I just need to have my mind like just solely focused on that. Bobby Boucher. Well, It's been 2 years. Like, that's what's so crazy is this arrest. This is going to be 2 years from my arrest on Monday, which is a federal holiday. And so if you have a statute of limitations, the federal courts and the state courts allow you to file the day after the federal holiday. So I'll be filing on the 17th. I've been trying to get someone else to do it. And the only person who could do it is myself. I just got to get in the right mental state. And like, I ebb and flow out of the legal paperwork state. Like, my mind just doesn't want to do it. It takes a lot for me to be in that state. Like, I don't want to do any of it. And I put so much time into, like, organizing all this shit that, like, it'd be stupid for me not to do it. So whatever. I'm a cheap ass. I don't want to spend $300 on a fucking hotel. I searched for like the last hour and a half, basically since my last live stream. I've searched online for a cheap hotel, and I found one right here, but I couldn't park the RV in the lot, and it had to park across the street. I got too much money in this RV to just leave it on the street for 4 days. So I figured I'd just drive back up towards LA. I got 2 nights here. It's really nice. No, I don't need to regroup it. I got the money. Cost a lot of money for these teeth. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars to keep the teeth together, and I've been very, very poor at managing them. La Mesa, El Tejon, El Centro. So they're withdrawing troops from Minneapolis. The protesting was effective. Blocking sidewalks and making a bunch of noise at hotels was effective, or was it just a fucking smoke and mirrors, bigger things going on? How can you trust anything that the government's saying or doing? How can you trust anything that the government is saying or doing across the board? Military, space exploration, vaccination, all that shit. How can you trust the governments? How can you trust what the government says is the truth when the government can't even tell the truth about a bunch of pedophiles? Yeah, and I'm not gonna promote any activity that is following the agents, because I don't want to be caught up in some fucking bullshit conspiracy that I'm tracking government agents. I think that people are dancing on a very fine line with that. Of following. I'd be very careful with that shit. It's like a honeypot to trap a bunch of activists. That's what it feels like, at least. It doesn't matter what it's for. That's not something I'm going to use my channel to promote in any type of way at all, because I see it being used as a conspiracy of a group that they're already pushing it. I don't want to be involved with it. I think it's great that everyone's doing it. I don't want to be involved in it at all. I'm about protesting, not tracking government officials. I've been put into enough of a conspiracy here in LA that I don't want to give an opportunity to be put into any other types of conspiracy. Some type of signal gate or telegram gate or any of that shit. I'll just be crystal clear, as I've learned how to be crystal clear, and because my crystal clearness of 86 GOP, me reiterating it over and over again, saved my ass when I went to court. Yeah, it's stalking. It could be construed as stalking. I'm not going there. You do what you guys think is best. You have to be very careful what's being said or being done. I know how the game, I understand how the game is played. It might seem conspiratorial, it might seem paranoid, and I don't really give a fuck. After going through a murder conspiracy and all that shit, and now dealing with a conspiracy, with the conspiracy to use tear gas and that arrest, and then I'm part of a hate gang, I can't add anything else to it. Same with like the Don Lemon shit and all that. I can't be even involved in any type of way. I didn't know that Don Lemon had said ahead of time that he was going there to disrupt the service. That is a violation of, in California, that would be a violation. If you try to disrupt someone's constitutional right on purpose, that's a 422.6. That's bias. That's the bias you need for the hate crime. Unfortunately, actually stopping people from fucking hands full. That's gonna kill somebody, whatever that was. Some type of fan or something. Can't wait to get back into it all, but you know, I would love to just drive my RV back up to Scientology and sit there and protest again, just for like 2 weeks after all this is done, just to say fuck you. Yeah, it's so cold. It was so cold by the water. I just cold to my bones, and all I could think about was getting warm. That's not ideal for writing legal paperwork. I'm gonna work it out in my brain right now. The lawsuit is like so important. It's like the most fucking important thing. My mind was heavily focused on this purge the last 4 days. I wasn't able to get out of that thought process, so I'm out of it, or I'm just like on the ass end of it, and happy that it happened. I'm not regretting it. I'm not regretting how I did it or what I said. I know I stand by my convictions. And some people might not understand that, and that's okay. I'm not angry at anybody. This is where I draw my line in the sand. It's my boundary, and you can work within my boundary, or you don't have to work on my boundary. And me having a boundary and enforcing that boundary is not turning on anybody either. It's not putting people under the bus. It's a boundary. It's just real simple. It's not complicated. It's not a lot to think about. It's just, this is my boundary, and if you don't want to stay within the boundary, that's totally fine. You don't have to play my game. You don't have to be in my court. So I got to tie in, like my biggest hurdle has been is trying to figure out what facts I plead to and what facts I wait till another suit. It'll probably be about $1,000 for each lawsuit. Could write a book about it. I don't know. I feel as though I have a hell of a success rate in court. Better than anybody I know. African Americans in aviation. Is that botulium? You can't do that. If you wait to the 11th hour, you will fail miserably. Half-assing it. Well, maybe you should try it. I can't. It's the 11th hour. Okay, bro. God, this traffic sucks. Should have figured this out like 3 hours ago. It was it's so nice being able to cook in here and wash my plates. Like the level of the ability to keep everything clean just with the washing the plates is so huge. Because I would cook like other shit, but then I'd have the dirty dishes because I didn't have water. It's just really nice. Makes such a big difference. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just sit in the RV and work on the law stuff, but all I was thinking about was how fucking cold I am. I can't get my body to warm up. Ocho Pinisquitos. What are you, P unit? Just giving me useless information? Are you a troll? Are you sure P unit? Are you sure P unit's from the old community? Is that verified? Because it feels like it wasn't. It feels like it was a troll wait. And every time P unit came in, he always had nothing to contribute whatsoever but nonsense. I saw him in Kirby's chat, and Kirby's mom, do you like me still if I'm free? I'm not sure if I'm with the right friends. Am I with the right friends? Some people don't like the friends I have. Well, yeah, don't fucking hang out with Epstein's friends. You know, you hang out with Epstein's friends, you're gonna have issues. You forgot to mention your friends are talking about raping people. You're forgetting that little situation. Like, oh my God, like it's the same pattern. Like he made at least you didn't make me choose a side. It's always the biggest thing. Oh, they don't want me over in that chat. That chat, you know, they're telling me I can't be here. They don't want me here. Said, okay, Kirby's mom. Oh, my name is P Unit, and I'm so upset. YouTube took down my channel. No one cares. No one cares. I don't care. I love watching comments after that. Last year we were told to choose a side. Last year we had to choose a side. It was simple. Don't be on the side of fucking a douchebag. I mean, if it was somebody else, like, oh, this is a new character, you can't be around the... No. This is the person that we went to court a bunch of times with. We spent hours in the courtroom, days upon days, going and watching that person manipulate the courts, fuck with people, lie, cheat, steal. It wasn't anything new. That was just... If you think that that's the cool group, then you could be with the cool group. My group's not the cool group. We're not the cool group. I'm not here for that. People get so weird about their parasocial relationships. I have to. I have to disassociate. Just like I dissociated from 86 GOP. Smartest thing I ever fucking did. Smartest fucking thing I ever did. Because I was able to be in court and say, this is what I did and this is how I did it. I disassociated from him the second I saw a liability. And I also know that the court system could very easily put you into a group, and if you don't have some type of disconnection, you're part of that. People will still make the associations, but as long as you're verbal about it over and over again, it holds you accountable. And yeah, and what happens is that if you don't disassociate, you don't have that draw, that you'll never get out of it. You'll be fucking, you're part of that the shit show. You have to have a hard line. And it's not telling anybody who they can be friends with. It's telling people what it takes. Well, yeah, even like the whole Ninja and Brenda shit. That's what the people that have been called out keep saying about Ninja and Brenda. But Ninja and Brenda were involved with all the raping my mom and talking about eating the cat. They were all involved in that shit. And I made some exceptions. I made some exceptions for that because I heard her apologize. I heard her apologize for hiding the fact Red had abused his kid, and they tried to pay off the kid so the kid didn't say anything. You know, and the reason why I was like, okay, maybe I can forgive, because like I heard her do her video about how she was drunk and she didn't blame it on the alcohol. She took accountability for what she did. And then like Direwolf kind of became friends with all them. They were kind of cool with all that shit, and I really wasn't. And then I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna be the bigger man. I'm gonna like let my drop a boundary or give a little leeway on my boundary. But then it went to Charlie Chadwick, who is the one who told Nora to go kill herself. Charlie Chadwick, I had on my bad actor list 3 years ago because he was telling people to go kill himself. So Sticker Chick was friends with Charlie and their group. They thought he was cool and funny, right? I was like, all right, maybe I'm just being selfish and it's all about me, and let me be considerate and think about the bigger collective. And then all of a sudden, then they were talking about G. Abbott, which G. Abbott, I labeled a bad actor. G. Abbott was going and fucking with a lady with schizophrenia They were telling her that the doors were open and closed. They're fucking with this woman. Well, and I was like, it's not for me, that type of trolling or all that shit. Like, but I was trying not to be selfish. I was trying to like look past what my shit was. And then it was one mod of Tony's. Then it was a second mod. Then it was Poland was coming up on the panel and talking about how this is not it. You know, he's like, oh, you participated equally with them. And I even said, yeah. I even agreed to that, even though in my mind I knew that wasn't even close to being the reality. I knew that wasn't the reality. And then ZDT was in the chat. Then I called Sticker Chick because I was like, you know what? I just want to fucking disassociate with you, but I'm gonna fucking call you because maybe you don't know all the information. I know I've given you all the information because I've talked to you numerous times on the phone about my issues and why. But then all of a sudden, CDT. What the fuck? Yeah. No, going back and forth. There is no back and forth. That's where all those people over there are fucking idiots. There was no back and forth. The dude said he was gonna rape a kid. He was dreaming about it. That's Epstein shit. Okay, that's not funny. It's not something you do. You don't fucking talk about a minor, call the police a bunch of times, attack the mom who has nothing to do with it over a fucking scooter helmet. That's what all that was about, was a fucking scooter helmet. This is what they believe. They believe Poland. That's how fucking stupid all of them are. They're so fucking stupid that they don't care about Scientology, and so they got Scientology. They got Scientology. Like, because they don't know anything about Scientology, Scientology took full advantage of that. And they have a Scientologist who's talking about raping minors, who had 16 misdemeanors, fucking stalking a fucking child. And for some reason, their hatred of Kenny, them stalking and harassing Kenny, allowed them to team up with ZDT. Who cares if they hung up a poster? I hung out a bunch of them. There's a grown adult talking about raping children, dreaming about raping children. Of course I'm going to put up posters. I put some on my van. I put some on my van. I have no regrets about it. I have no regrets about it. None whatsoever. I should have put up more. No regrets. I never defended Tony either. I was going to go into court. And what they were trying to do with revoking the bail was bullshit. Well, not only did the poster say that, but the judge asked him, and he said that I don't care if people call me a pedophile. And so the judge that was like, okay, well, you said that you don't care if anyone calls you a pedophile. You said it online. No, they all knew about it. They're fucking playing dumb. Because they're more concerned about some fucking douchebag with an Australian accent. Oh, he's cool. I don't know what he looks like. He's never showed his face, but he's cool. Like, yes, we're gonna believe people we've never even seen or talked to. And his mods are cool too, and we haven't seen any of them either. We don't know their real name. We don't know their first name. We don't know their last name. It's a bunch of weird parasocial relationships. They talk about weird, and they're aware of what weird parasocial relationships are. I mean, I knew it was going months and months before. Like I saw how it was just the harvesting of the chat. Yeah, I would say it was more the East Coast trolls, but yes. I think it was, the thing is that there's a couple groups of trolls. It's just they fucking hate people, and that's all the sticker, that's all that whole group is. It's about hatred of Kenny. It's so like, I mean, never in a million years would I thought, yeah, and it's okay not to care or pay attention, but what's not okay is to have people inform you about it, and then you attack the people that inform you about it, and not the people that are talking about raping kids, raping my mom, raping kids. Like, I could talk about it personally, what was done personally to me, which as a friend, I would expect my friends to be like, okay, not be okay with it. Like, and like with sticker chicks like, you know, what you did with putting up those flyers about Tony was wrong. It's like, okay, and like, maybe that could have possibly been a mistake, but you didn't say that about Tony. Oh, you don't agree with it? You don't agree with raping my mom? I thought you would agree with that, sticker chick. Maybe you should make a sticker. Let's go rape Wanda. That would, you know, but y'all are under some like delusion that that he reformed himself. And that's what's even funnier. He like jerked you guys off and you believed it. And you got this really gay group of people, that are like, not gay like in a bad way, like happy gay. Like, oh, hi chat, hi. That's why I fucking hate that shit. When people come in and just say hi to everybody. It's like, man, go make friends somewhere else, not my motherfucking chat. This ain't a place to fucking, you know, a lot of the people that have fucking stayed, have stayed with me the longest have been like little splinter cells. No, I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think it has to do with viewership and a channel and just being cool and thinking you're with a bunch of cool kids. The cool group. Fucking hate the cool group, man. I could hang with the cool group for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if it's about money. It could be. I could be wrong. But I think it's more about like power. I think power. I can't really tell you. I can't tell you the why. I can tell you the who, what, where, and when, but not the what, why. Yes, we're thinking about how we're gonna feed Sandra's birds to the cats. Well, it's not even like the cool group. It's just like it wasn't about like all those like instances that I talked about of things that I was not okay with. It was the way that my friends were being treated and kicked off to the curb. Well, they're not being made fun of, so they're not being made fun of, and they're making fun of somebody else. And they think that because it's in the private, that making fun of that person makes it okay. But to me, what hurt me the most was how my friends were treated. How people that I have respect for were being treated. And it was a lot of people also that I had respect for that were doing it. So it became very hard for me to fucking be like, no, this is wrong. You know, like, this is wrong. You know, and that was where I was having trouble, because it was a lot of people that had been here for the last 2 years that were part of that. Yeah, I think Sandra's got the most spoiled birds I've ever seen, and I've known a lot of bird people. They're feral as fuck. They all get snacks. They got like little snacks hanging around everywhere. Fresh apples. They got fresh fucking everything. And they attack me every time I'm over there. And they shit on my legal work, my legal motions too. But that was really hard. It was hard to be like, okay. And it was how David was, you know what, I think the straw that broke the camel's back. It was the inability to criticize without it being taken personally. But, well, every criticism is taken personally, because it's a personal criticism of yourself. So personal criticism is very hard to stomach. It was how David kind of was treated. David talking about, I don't like that my wife, that they talked about rolling my wife down a hill and then cooking her over a barbecue and all that shit. And so David tried to reach out privately. David tried to reach out privately And then what did Sticker Chick do? She went into Discord and fucking talked shit about David. You know, and somebody said, yeah, and so they're all talking, and like someone was like, why'd you turn on those people so quick? I didn't turn on them quick. That was a long time before I turned on them. But when you're in this Discord talking shit, hell yeah, I'm gonna talk shit, and I'm gonna just call you out for what it is. I'm gonna call you out exactly for what it is, man. Like, I'm not fucking interested. Not interested, but like, it was the way that people that were actually helping and doing work, like David has been helping me with some of the different affidavits. Auntie has been helping with shit. Auntie was helping them. You know, how did they get the information? How did they get all the information about Kenny? You know, and when I watched that video with Kenny, when I was on panel and we were watching, I was like, man, this guy's mentally ill. He's not all there in the head, and the cops knew that. The cops knew that. And I was like, oh, I don't feel good about this. Like, that's how I felt when I watched those videos. Like, this guy is not just a normal person. This person has mental issues, and he's being influenced by bad people. So the combination of those two things are like really important. And then later in on that live stream, it was talk about how ZDT was funny, and I was like, oh my god. And I left the panel, and I called Sticker Chick. I didn't say it publicly, and I talked about it. Then when I talked about it later to my chat, because I always talk to chat about what's going on, she's like, I didn't like it being talked about in the open. Well, that's how it was framed. And for a bit, it seemed like that was a reality, because they were calling out all these people. But then, like, they tried to say that the person I can't speak about in court, who's working with Scientology, somehow helped Becky be disassociated from the group. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense. And why would Becky? I don't care about Becky. Like, Becky's like such a non-player. Such a non-player. It's amazing that I spent so much time on so many of the non-players. And that's a fault of mine. Well, there's a lot of, I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough when you're with a group of people. It's tough, and you become friends with everybody, and it makes it even harder. They all suck. Like, and what the protests were so, like, awesome. That was such a fucking positive energy. When we were barbecuing, I remember Sandra coming out the first time with the grill, and she was like cutting up all the vegetables, and we were just, and none of those people were involved with that. None of these people that have caused all these issues were involved with any of that. They just rode on the coattails of it all, of all that, and then made it dirty and nasty and fuck and shit. And no one could take away how awesome that was. The emails prove it. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful through here. Damn. The emails between all the Scientologists and the LAPD the paying $25,000 in fees for the cops on the event, all that was highly successful, highly productive, and might be the downfall of Scientology. It might be. Because never have we had so much proof of the safe pointing of LAPD. And my federal lawsuit that I'm working on, that is showing all those connections, at least in the Hollywood division. And like, there's this one thing that I keep, like, my mind the last couple of days have been really, like, I can't get off of it, was Kendrick Moxon's email to Officer Rand Hall. Hall is going to be one of my witnesses. If the state doesn't call him, I'm calling Hall. And you have a Scientologist making contact, private contact with an, Tory didn't do anything. Tory hasn't ever done anything. Tory has introduced people that are pieces of shit. Tory doesn't speak up for anyone who has been dead agented. She has no qualms about the children being audited, or that there's any type of abuse of children. It's just this like figurehead that has done nothing. The only people that she stood up for were her mods, which is fucking weird as fuck. Didn't stand up for anybody that Aaron attacked until they attacked her mod, and then all of a sudden she was dealing with the drama. She was better than all the drama. Oh, mama's way. But she's the one who introduced Karen into the conspiracy, into the Scientology community, because no one liked Karen. And who's Karen? She was an independent Scientologist. Who was she auditing? She audited Elvis Presley's granddaughter. But she brought Karen into the anti-Scientology community because, according to Alonzo, Karen no one liked her in the anti-Scientology community. But just like the book that we read, I forget what the book, by Randy, the biggest threat to Scientology is not anti-Scientology, it's independent Scientology. Like, I don't trust any of the anti-Scientology community. Louis Repetto, Alonzo. But the thing about Karen, see, there was so much of the drama of the anti-Scientology community that I learned about, and it took a long time to learn about it. But Karen did the dead agenting of Presley. She audited Presley when Presley was under 18, and then used that information from that auditing to dead agent her right after she died. And that is where that's where her Scientology shows. And in 2023, in like October, November, Karen led a march at L. Ron Hubbard Way for independent Scientologists. Let me say that again. Karen led a march in late 2023 on L. Ron Hubbard Way promoting independent Scientology. (2023). It was a couple months before all the shit at the testing center. There's video online. I don't know where the video is. No, there's a good chance because Dodge lied to me. And I'll never forget how Dodge lied to me. And he told me that he was reporting on the People's Convoy or the Canadian trucker convoy, and he told the truth about it, and they fired him. Which was not the truth. They said it was about him reporting on the Scientology shit. Which I don't even know if I believe any of that. But then all of a sudden he's with Karen. He's with Shannon and Selfless before they start dead agenting Lewis. Dodge is as loyal as a crackhead on payday. And there's one thing that all of them don't do. There's one thing that all of them don't do. They don't organize action. They are all just a bunch of talking heads. I've never been over this way. I don't think. Tori said Henry came and measured the weight of the planters. Planters got removed because the city was on them about removing the planters. Not because of audits, ADA fucking shit. They don't give a fuck about ADA. They don't care about some broken fucking sidewalks or the height of a food stand parked on Sunset Avenue. You think that Scientology pulled the planters because to the top of the counter for the rib got the the guy that was selling ribs there, he was selling like ribs or barbecue stuff. He had the food cart right on Sunset there. And in that ADA report, they measured the height from the fucking, like, how the fuck would a food cart have to be fucking ADA accessible? It's about the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Sorry. Sorry, ADA people. Well, yeah, I mean, the meetings worked. The meetings work, but the meetings by themselves don't work. Just having someone go and talk about they needed somebody who was actually made shit happen. That's me. I made that shit happen with a bunch of other people. Because it wasn't about me, it was about promoting everybody else. That's why it worked. That's why we were successful. No one else was doing anything. The meetings would have never happened without D.O.A. and the crew of people that came to support D.O.A. This is where the no, and that's the truth. That's the truth. No, what was more successful was the FOIA request. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm not ready to go to Julian. My car tuned in. Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna hit them. They don't know yet. These lawsuits are what's really gonna hurt. This is the lawsuits are what they don't really like. It's one thing to do the protesting, but to follow it up with the lawsuits is why that's what's important. Yeah, I know. Don't even give them that credit. Don't even say it out loud. Just completely ignore it. Like, that's the key. They're just ignore these fucking people. Don't say their name. Don't give them any type of credit at all. I'm not going to Menifee. I'm not sure the town I'm going to. But I got a hotel for 4 nights. I need to be able to focus on this fucking lawsuit. Okay, yeah, I've been to that Circle K right here. Well, and I'll have bed, I'll stay warm, I got a shower, so I don't have to worry about any of that shit. Which I really wasn't worried about, but I just need to be able to fucking, I got 4 days. I'm gonna get done, however much I get done. I have all the information. I just got to put it into like a clear, concise thing. Which if I can stay focused for 6 to 8 hours, it's all I really need. Like the AI's got all the information. I spent weeks plugging it in. Since the 1st of January, I spent a whole lot of time working with ChatGPT, and it did not satisfy me. It satisfied me in some of the issues I needed, but not in not in the breakdown of the timeline. And it started focusing on things that it shouldn't be focused on. And so that's what I'm really, I don't want to overplead and cut off possibilities for the bigger suit. This suit is going to be like my practice run. And if I could get to the discovery stage in any of them, that would be, to me, that would be a huge win. And some type of closure for the law poubelle. Because I don't care if my lawyer fucking gets paid. That lawyer was all about streets. That lawyer telling streets about what happened with 86 GOP was a conflict of, she should have never talked to streets about 86 GOP, because that was between me and her. And that was all 86 GOP creating turmoil. That's what he did. He talked to her for like 3 or 4 hours, and all of a sudden said, "Oh, I'm not dealing with him. He's a psychopath. He's a bad actor." So he like dead agented me with my own lawyer, and then my lawyer told Streets, where Streets made it into a thing, and then they finally called out 86 GOP for being a piece of shit, because 86 GOP is a piece of shit. David's a piece of shit. He continues to be a piece of shit and a nobody. Tried to say you were bad-mouthing the lawyer. Well, yeah, she wanted $20,000 for a restraining order. I didn't think she was worth $20,000. I thought that was super excessive for a restraining order. $5,000, $10,000, not $20,000. I thought you were here for the cause. No one who's here for the cause against Scientology is going to charge you $20,000 for a restraining order. Like, here, file a false restraining order. It'll cost them $20,000. No. That's who we're fucking. That's who we're gonna fucking. That's who we're gonna like rally behind. Someone's gonna charge 20 fucking grand for an RO. ROs are super easy. There's not much to it. There really isn't. People represent themselves in restraining orders all the fucking time. It's easy. That was like, was it $15,000? And then Danny was trying to grift off that. It's just all money. And they didn't get any of the money. They did nothing. That didn't hurt Francois at all. That anti-slap didn't do shit. She just took on a fucking liability. That was it. That she's never going to pay. It didn't do anything. Well, the Aaron and Streets one's going to be great. Well, Danny was trying to grift for all the money, the $35,000. He started a Gifts and Go. I was like, Danny, I'm not promoting that. You don't have to pay it. That's for the anti-slap, you fucking idiot. Pull your head out of your fucking ass. And your fucking loser-ass girlfriend. You guys are losers. Well, even 10,000 was crazy. I did it for free. It was $45,000 for her to do it. I did it for nothing. And I feel like I did it better too. Because Danny, there was some things with Danny's testimony that was not credible. Not like, and I can't wait for these misdemeanor cases. This is gonna be awesome, man. Like, I'm looking forward to the trial for the misdemeanors. Dorothy got reprimanded also. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Because she was like over the top. I'm not sure. I don't think I got reprimanded. Maybe once for talking, but I think I did good on that. I'm not good at all the procedure, but when it comes to decorum, I'm good at decorum. Because Dorothy was like exaggerating. She was like making a big deal and like was kind of like being like cocky. Yeah, that's what it was. Seeing a lot of the trolls the last 4 or 5 months, they've coasted off of the hate of me, but all the hate that they've had has come from Sticker Check and their crew. They're the ones constantly talking and battling back and forth. I really haven't talked about the trolls. Like I talk about them, but very little. I kind of talk about them and move on. I definitely was talking about a lot of them a lot more before, but like I just, like you never hear me playing a video of any of theirs. I'll comment on things that they've said, like in passing, but the whole crew was giving me like a really bad name with all of them. And yeah, I should have. Everything happened the way it happened. I can't regret it. I've got so much, like I've had so much data collection. I've spent thousands of hours collecting information and trying to put it into some type of clear thing, that all the extra shit was just like extra shit that I didn't really want to deal with until I had to deal with it. Well, and then they all became the victims, right? It was like everyone started becoming a victim. Like AZ Crimson became a victim. And then all of a sudden it was all about him being a victim of Kenny. And then Sticker Chick became a victim of Kenny. and everything, you know, like feel bad for me, feel bad for me. They all became victims. And then they started competing for the Victim Olympics. Dan's coming to court this next time too. I have the 10 grand for him for court. If for whatever reason I end up going to jail, I have that 10 grand sitting for them to be paid. Contrary to everyone saying that it's all spent, they don't know shit. I got about 3 or 4 grand separate from all that for all these lawsuits. I'm figuring about $1 grand a lawsuit. Aaron's will probably be about 500. The La Poubelle, the Title 42 streets will probably be about $600 or $700. I don't think I'm gonna do restraining orders with streets or Aaron, and this is why. And the reason why. Yeah, some people can't do math or understand English. So yeah, we've already asked for all the money, and I'm pretty content with what I got. I have everything I need to do what I need to do. If people want to give me more money, they're more than welcome to. I got Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. But I'm good. I don't need anything. When I need something, I'll ask. Dorothy can't be his attorney. That's what's even better about it. That's what's so awesome. He's gonna have to hire a different lawyer. Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. It's a fucking beautiful thing. Yeah, you can't represent two people. Like the fact that she she told Streets about the 86 GOP thing was a conflict of interest. Huge conflict of interest. I don't need to call Dorothy as a witness. Dorothy didn't do anything wrong. Well, I could waive the conflict of interest. That would be me. But I wouldn't, just because. Streets can waive the conflict. Although that I don't think proven actual malice is going to be hard with those two. Everything that Streets and Aaron did was malicious. Everything they did was malicious. They're both their own worst enemies. Street was so cocky about what he was doing to me. So beautiful. Well, and it was like some of the defamation is about being separating somebody from a community, like purposely trying to get them out of the community. And like Aaron's exact word, like you have to prove it, but Aaron literally said it, right? It's not, I don't have to prove it because Aaron said it. And Streets did too. They wanted me canceled. They didn't want me here. Streets said that I couldn't be in Chicago, which was implying that yes, conflict belongs to the client, so the client waives it. But I was a client. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be awesome if Dorothy fucking went against me. But it wasn't even Dorothy. It was the other guy. Well, I don't know how many of the trolls said I couldn't be in this state or that state. And I just laugh when I hear anyone say that, oh, they traveled to this protest or that protest. Well, and not only did they say, what's great is at the ICE protests, they said, oh, we are bullies. And Jessica said, bring bullies back 2025. That's what they said. He said it on the record. Has Liz Gale, have they actually been able to serve Aaron yet? Because I know that Aaron was at the protests. Won't be the client in this case. Why didn't they get him served on the day he was out at the Clearwater building? Didn't he go out and protest? Why wouldn't they gotten him served that day? Yeah, well, she would submit that they weren't able to serve him, and then because of, you have to do it 3 times, so they would have to ask in court to be able to alternatively serve him, but they wouldn't have to do that. They wouldn't have to alternatively serve him if he actually showed up somewhere and they could just serve him the papers. Don't make fun of me. I'm fragile. March 3rd. Nora could serve him. Nora couldn't even get ZDT served. $5,000 later, she got a whole lot of nothing. Whoa! My plants are wrapping around. Trip to California. It's Nora's anti-Scientology team. They're doing good. All right, I've reached my destination. There's a hot tub, and D.O.A. is happy. Hope you guys have a good day, good night, and better update than Dodge. I wonder if Lindsay will make it to the next one. I hope so. Later, y'all.